All right, get ready to gasp. This is going to take some armchair investigative work from you, and there's a new book out, and it centers around serial killer on the loose.
New York Times bestselling author Karen Rose is joining us with some juicy details. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so you are no stranger to romantic suspense. You've got quite a few books out. How many books have you written so far?
Say Your Sorry is my 22nd.
Oh.
22nd.
Yeah,
So, all right, let's dive into this one here. I read the last page, and I didn't get any of the answers.
Okay.
Let's not give it away, but what does this center around?
This centers around really three characters. There's Daisy Dawson, who is the heroine, a recovering alcoholic, who has been sequestered for most of her life, is now living her life the way she wants to. Gideon Reynolds is an FBI agent who grew up in a cult, and so he has actually been looking for this cult for some time, and because he was able to escape. And finally, the killer, who likes to make excuses for why he kills people, but he really just likes to kill people. And so he tries to attack Daisy. She fights him off, and is able to pull a locket off of his neck, and that locket connects to the cold case that Gideon's been working on.
Okay, I have to ask him. Every time we talk to an author, and especially about suspense and thrillers, where does this come from? Like, how do you do your research for this? Like, are you okay?
I'm fine. My mother worries.
He's trying to ask,
my mother does worry that people think that they dropped me on my head as a child, but that's really not true. This particular killer actually came to me when I was on an airplane about 5 years ago, and I was chatting with a guy next to me who was a pilot, and he was a pilot for like a combination between like a timeshare and a charter company. So he's, all different companies, etc. He said, I might be in Barcelona in the morning, Paris in the afternoon, I might be in New York City tomorrow morning. And I looked at him and I said, you would make the perfect serial killer because there'd be no pattern. And he kind of looked like that. You're like, oh, and he didn't talk to me anymore. I did tell him I was a thriller writer, but he didn't talk to me anymore after that for the rest of the flight.
I'm a writer, I promise.
I know, I've done this before. Sometimes they play, but this guy didn't play.
Okay,
but that's how I got the idea for this killer.
This is all of the process, right? This is the writing process, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier, which I found really intriguing, by the way, because when it comes to people that have a craft or a passion, you have a process, and that's one of them, right? As far as like, how do you develop this story, these characters, and they just kind of come to you?
They're real people in my head. Sometimes they're people who've appeared in past books, so they actually have a head start. But usually I'll hear a story, or I'll see something on the news, like I did a series on human trafficking, which I did not realize was so prevalent in the Midwest, even in Ohio, where I had lived for some time. So sometimes it's something like that, but most of the time it's a story that somebody will tell me, and it'll just spark, or I meet somebody who does something interesting, and it'll just spark an idea in my head.
Yeah.
Well, let's. We talked to Rona Brindley yesterday from the Bookmark, and people can come out and get your book and meet you, right?
Yes, it's 7 o'clock tonight at the Bookmark at Neptune Beach.
And they don't have to be scared.
No, I'm very nice. The worst thing I ever do is I knit. I knit a little too much. So.
Well, okay, so this is a part of a series that happens in different cities, and this one's based in Sacramento.
Correct.
Any chance Jacksonville might make an appearance in a book soon?
I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think it has all the things that I like: a large city, a large police force, lots of places to hide.
Characters, some lovable characters
right
here.
I don't want to be killed.
He does not want to be killed.
I don't want to be killed in the book. I don't want to be killed in real life. Just make me, I'll be the hero.
That's right. Okay.
There you go.
But yeah, I would think about it now.
All right. Well, Karen, thank you so much for joining us and bringing us your book. And you guys, you can share this information with all your book club friends. And you can also find the link to this on our website, firstcoastliving.net.